Hello everyone and welcome to Blaugrana Everything and welcome back to the channel and a match review as we look at how FC Barcelona cruised past Huesca at the Camp Nou to register a 4-1 win that sees them climb back up to second and move to within 4 points of leaders Atletico Madrid. In what was the 767th match of Messi's Barcelona career, the Argentine put a firm stamp on proceedings, scoring 2 goals and assisting one for young Oscar Mingueza, with the other goal for Barca coming via a left-footed smacker by Antoine Griezmann and Huesca grabbing a consolation goal via Rafa Mir after a dubious penalty decision. So in this video, I'll quickly look at the tactical setup of the teams on the night, then we'll talk about Barcelona's performance and we'll discuss negatives and positives from the game as well as pick the man of the match. A quick reminder to hit like and subscribe if you're enjoying this video so you can stay up to date with all future match reviews for FC Barcelona. Let's go ahead and look at how the two teams set up. Barcelona set up in a 3-4-2-1 with Marc-Andre ter Stegen in goals, a back three of Langley, De Jong and Mingueza, with Alba and Dest in the fullback areas and Busquets and Pedri in the midfield, and a front three of Messi, Griezmann and Dembele. Koeman naming an unchanged starting 11 from the one we saw last time out against PSG. Huesca, on the other hand, set up with the following players in a 5-3-2 formation. In goals Alvaro and a back five of Pulido, Siovas, Insua, Maffeo and Galan, with Dumbia, Rico and Ferrero sitting in front of that defense and Escriche and Rafa Mir up front. Let's now briefly look at how Barcelona performed in this game. Barcelona played really well in the first half and probably should have been out of sight by the break. Majority of the first half was played in Huesca's half as Barca did a very good job of pinning down the visitors, winning the ball back quickly and not allowing Huesca to build out from the back. It was thanks to this high-intensity pressing from Barca that they opened the scoring on 13 minutes. Oscar Mingueza cut off a pass intended for Rafa Mir, and it resulted in Busquets playing a neat pass into Messi, who then produced a magical first touch to round his marker before firing an unstoppable shot that cannoned off the crossbar and past Alvaro in the Huesca goal. The goal seemed to give Barcelona players more confidence, and they continued to pin Huesca in their own half, looking for a second goal. They almost got it after Messi played Alba in, but unfortunately, the fullback couldn't replicate his goal from last weekend away at Osasuna, as this time he hit the crossbar, much like he did last time out against Sevilla. Griezmann would finally get the second goal for Barcelona though, as he found himself in acres of space after Barca had once again pressed the ball off of Huesca. He then followed in Messi's footsteps and curled in a golazo to make it 2-0 on 35 minutes. Huesca nearly found themselves 3 down shortly after, but once again, the woodwork came to their rescue as Frankie de Jong could only hit the crossbar after Jordi Alba picked him out with a wonderful cross. As the half drew to a close, Huesca were handed a lifeline out of nowhere really after a ridiculous penalty decision. Rafa Mir stepped up and scored the penalty, 2-1 the score at halftime. The second half continued in the same vein as the first, and it didn't take too long for Barcelona to restore their 2-goal advantage, with Messi setting up Mingueza for his first ever career goal for Barcelona. The goal came from a short corner that Dembele took to Messi, who then picked out the young centre-back. Huesca then had a golden opportunity to pull one back, but Rafa Mir somehow shouldered the ball over the net from 50 centimeters out. Definitely a miss of the season contender. Barca then took their foot off the gas for the rest of the second half as Koeman made a whole host of changes to give some players a rest. The scoring in the match was then rounded off pretty late on by the same man who had opened it. Messi received the ball in acres of space from Trincao after lovely build-up play by Ricky Puig and Martin Braithwaite. The Argentine bore down on the Huesca goal and arrowed an unstoppable shot towards Alvaro's bottom right-hand corner. The ref then blew the whistle not long after to end the game with the final score of 4-1. I'll now talk about the negatives and positives from the performance. I'll start with the negatives as usual, and I've really only got one negative, and that was the referee and VAR. I'm very much against criticizing match officials because I think it ultimately adds to the frustration we feel as fans. The officials awarded Huesca a penalty that was a complete invention of their collective imaginations. Rafa Mir will probably say he willed the penalty into existence and I'd be hard pressed to find a better explanation why it was actually a penalty. But hey, Barcelona still won, you might say. Be that as it may, in a season where the title race is looking set to go down to the wire, goal difference could become a factor in separating the teams at the top. And should that be the case, it would be a big shame for a team like Barcelona to miss out on the title via something like a one goal margin in goal difference, with that one goal being one that shouldn't have existed had the officials actually done their jobs right. Anywho, away from fictional penalties, I'll now move on to my positives, of which I have a couple. First and foremost was the intensity of the team. For a huge majority of this match, Barcelona played with a high tempo and intensity, and it's what enabled them to score so many goals on the night, with both of the first half goals coming from Barca's high press on Huesca. It's been a staple of Koeman's system with the back three, and we can only hope to see more of it going forward because it makes for exciting viewing and it's bringing the best out of a certain Sergio Busquets, which has been nothing short of heartwarming. My second and final positive is one that I will never tire from mentioning, and that is the wonderful performances by our young players. Dest, Pedri, Mingueza, Elish, Ricky, Trincao, Araujo, De Jong and Dembele all featured in this game for Barcelona, and they all played an important part in securing the win for Koeman's team. When you think about how there are still youngsters like Conrad, Nico Gonzalez, Alex Collado, Alacon, Comas, and Alejandro Balde waiting in the ranks of Barcelona B, it's almost crazy to see the abundance of talented youngsters that Barca has at its disposal, and suddenly, in a season that started out full of doom and gloom on and off the pitch, the club has a promising group of youngsters performing well in the first team and set to be the backbone of a potentially impressive future project. Just imagine how much more fun it will all get when Ansu Fati makes a rumored return from his injury next month. Anyway, I could talk about Barcelona youngsters and La Masia all day, speaking of which I did a bit of that in the video here. Check it out if you're brave enough. And if you're not brave enough, then you're probably listening to me talk about the man of the match from Monday night's display. And honestly, who else could it be but La Polga Atomica, Lionel Messi? With two goals that any mere mortal would consider career highlights, and to top it off, an assist to Oscar Mingueza, who opened his scoring account, it's easy to forget that this is actually a match in which Messi matched Xavi's record for most appearances for FC Barcelona. And fun fact, that assist to Mingueza was Messi's second to a first-time scorer in back-to-back games, after he of course assisted Elish Moriba last game week. Wonderful performance from the La Liga player of the match for February and last night's Blaugrana Everything man of the match. That just about does it for my match review. What are your thoughts on the game? Who do you think were the game changers? Thank you for tuning in and do not forget to like and subscribe to Blaugrana Everything for more content. Have a great day and Forza Barca.